But
That,
yeah.
so that's my next question.
Yeah.
Really is like, what? Because you said you were interested in anthropology, you're interested in archaeology. What causes you to become an education major and want to be a teacher?
Yeah. So I was interested in archaeology to teach.
Mm-hmm.
Not teaching has never been on my mind.
Okay.
I was always going to teach.
Okay.
Who I was going to teach, what age I was going to teach, is what I've always been figuring out.
Okay.
Where I wanted to teach, how I wanted to teach.
Yeah.
Did I want to teach a single subject? Did I want to teach general? Did I want to have to work on... So my grandfather was a mathematics professor at UT in Arlington.
Arlington. Okay.
Yeah. And then my mother was an elementary school teacher. And I think my great-grandfather was a teacher too.
Okay.
But just so, like, I've been surrounded by teachers growing up my entire life. And so my grandfather, one of the things that he loved teaching. He did not like the other work that the school required of him, that he felt like kept him from teaching. Because you completely understand, like, he would constantly have to be either working on journals or editing a journal or writing a journal or writing a book or speaking at things. Just that constantly, but he wanted to teach.
Right.
And he was brilliant. He understood math like nobody's business. An amazing, amazing man. And so that was his biggest issue. And so I definitely had to keep that in mind because he and I were very, very similar. And to think what was so positive, what was so negative. And I didn't get to hear this firsthand because he died when I was in middle school. And so I wasn't considering college. Well, I decided I was going to Baylor in 3rd grade. So, yes. I'm a very stubborn person. I kind of walked on campus when I was in 3rd grade and I was like, sounds good. I'm going here. And my mom was like, okay, Maddie. Joke's on you.
Yeah, I'm sticking with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so my grandfather taught, my mom taught, I was going to teach. There's also a squirrel right behind you.
I know. It's the craziest thing that they come up here.
Yes.
No,
I
the first time that happened, I just spent like 10 minutes just looking at him. And he's got a mouthful. And they just scale the whole building. It's wild.
Okay, that was a distraction.
So so you said you were trying to figure out what you were going to teach. How do you land on elementary?
Yeah, so talking about my grandfather and noticing what he liked and what he didn't, I love loving people. And I love putting my heart and soul into people. And I like doing it in person. And I couldn't do that writing journals. And I couldn't do that speaking at things. And so I had a very soon revelation my senior year of I want to be student focused, not curriculum focused, or not subject focused.
Sure.
I mean, I love school. I love learning. I love constantly learning, but I will not be focused on anything but my students and that they learn.
Okay.
But I feel like my attention would be kind of pulled if I were to go into a field, like a field of study rather than a field of people. And so that automatically turned me from archaeology in that profession because you can't really teach middle schoolers or high schoolers archaeology and anthropology. You can't really do that. And so I was like, well, do I like high schoolers? No, I don't like them. I feel like they're mean to each other and not kind and they don't receive love.
What?
And it was like middle schoolers like smell bad.
Yeah.
And
it's true.
My mom and I grew up with elementary. I was also a swim coach for little kids and a soccer coach for little kids and a lifeguard.
Gotcha.
So I constantly grew up around younger kids, helping younger kids. And I was always the person that teachers would ask to work with students who were lower.
Okay.
So I remember my freshman year math class, we had an international student program, and one of the international students was just like not getting it. And so my math teacher, who's now my sister's mother-in-law, was like, hey, Maddie, would you be willing to pair up with him? Like, you're understanding this, and he is not. You have patience. You have these capabilities. I see them in you. Please pair up with him. Work with him 10 minutes while I'm doing group or checking with people. That would be so helpful. And that's when I was like, okay, I love explaining things to people. I love teaching people, and I want to do it in every single subject.
Mm-hmm.
Going back, because I feel like in elementary school, my teachers taught what they liked.
Yeah.
That's not the job of a teacher.
Right.
The job of a teacher is to teach and then love your students and make sure your students are understanding enough, mature enough to go on to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided I wanted to not do single subject, and I wanted to do general. And so that then immediately brought me down to elementary. And I've always been good with younger kids. Patience is something that I am good with. I think I'm highly entertaining. And so that's helpful for elementary schoolers too. And I love loving people, and elementary schoolers, I feel like need so much love because so many times they can't advocate for themselves or find out that they need love. And I love giving it.
Yep. Great. That's awesome. Okay. So let's talk about social studies in elementary school.
Yeah.
So I have here like a couple things you did in class. Like early on we did like a haiku on the purpose of social studies. To learn from the past, member of society, relate to others. Then you also define social studies. You said within the study of social studies, children should learn world and U.S. history, how to be a good citizen, and how to act in society as a whole. So tell me, like, the way that you see the purpose of social studies now, you know, what do you think the purpose is? Would you add to those definitions? Do you like those definitions?
May I see them? Thank you.
I don't know why I didn't adjust the font, but you're MP,
fine.
so that fourth row.
Perfect. Okay, so with my definition within social studies, children should learn world and U.S. history, how to be good citizens, and how to act in society as a whole. I really, in that definition, I was very specific in the things I ordered, and I think that world history is so much more important than just U.S. history.
Interesting. Okay.
And I think part of that is from the BIC,
Yeah.
because I did get such a holistic view of it, but U.S. history could not have come about without the world before it.
Sure.
And I think that so much of U.S. is isolationist, and so much of our culture is focused on me. But there's a realization of you need to interact with other humans, and those humans aren't necessarily going to be like you. So you need to figure it out so that you can do your best, so that you can succeed, basically. So heavy emphasis on world history.
Yeah.
And then U.S. history, like, we need to know our personal stakes. We need to know where we personally come from. We need to know about our ancestors. We need to know everything that we can about ourselves so that we can then benefit ourselves.
Okay.
And then how to be a good citizen. There's society everywhere you go. I mean, like, maybe not the desert, I don't know, but then there's Bedouins, so probably. But there's a society everywhere you go, and you will be a member of that society. You will be a citizen of that society anywhere that you spend enough time, whether or not you mean to. You enter into society.
Yeah.
And I think so much of people's nature is to personally benefit. And I mean, you see how children, they're going through stages of, like, focusing on me. Okay. But you're not the only person in the room. So how can you be the best person you can be so that everyone else can benefit as well as you?
Okay.
And so being a good citizen, I think not only is like, ooh, I'm going to be a good person today.
Yeah.
But why?
Okay.
Why should you be a good person? Like, how does that impact the people around you? Does it impact you? And knowing that, not memorizing that. Because it's one thing to be like, okay, kids, here's the amendments to the Constitution. If you follow all of these things, you're a good citizen. No. That's basic legalism, like U.S. legalism.
Right.
That does not make a good citizen. Because then I'm going to live my life and what rules aren't there. And I'm going to do all those things. If you tell a kid no, they're going to figure a way around it.
Yeah.
If you tell a kid yes, they're going to go for it. So how can you be the best you can be where you're at?
Okay. So what does that look like in an elementary classroom? Like, how are you setting your students up to be the best citizens or the best people they can be in that community or in their...
Yeah. So I think not depending on the age, but I think within the age you would work on different things. Mm-hmm. I think it would be wonderful for a group of teachers to get together 1st through 5th and do like a 5-year study or something and really implement, like, this year you are going to be working on please and thank you. Mm-hmm. Like, I know how simple that is, but like, they will come out of your classroom saying please and thank you, and that will be that. And then, like, push it in their chairs. And then, like, this person, like, hey, they're going to say please, thank you.